let's jump into the recap for our new friend here, who has no idea what's happening.
We started off uh in the same cave we were in before, a goblin's lair. Me or Whisk before his untimely demise, and the goblin Krell went into combat with about, I think it was 6 goblins. Uh, Managed to take down pretty much all of them before Whisk unfortunately died to the last one after Krell killed it. Uh,
His last breath was cursing squirrels, obviously.
yeah, clearly that was the squirrel's revenge on him. The spirit of the squirrel is upset that I killed it earlier that month.
Then my paladin arrived from the cave while exploring the forest, saw the amount of corpses and just one goblin standing there. Make friends with the goblin because why not? Discovered Thunder. Discovered he has a dwarf friend who is completely vanished by now. And agreed to team up with Krill and Boom who appeared to
Yeah.
find the dwarf.
I showed up because uh, a little sparrow told me that my son had died. So I rolled up into this cave and agreed to follow these people to the nearest town so I could get his corpse cremated.
Pretty
Also about
sound recap. You both gain inspiration.
Nice.
So, free advantage or balancing out on a later d20 roll.
I just click inspiration.
Yeah. It gives you a little dragon looking symbol.
Oh, nice.
hopefully it helps me this time. Or I
Yeah.
get put into a situation where it can help me.
Well, we're prepared for a massive amount of dialogue
That's true.
as we continue our way.
Boy.
Down the road. Let's pull you to the map here. Currently, you're at this X here, Cragmaw Hideout. Heading down the road and then
There we go.
following the road more southeastern. Here to Phandelin to deliver the cart you promised. Your potentially missing employer.
You think they're gonna be concerned that none of the original employees are fucking there?
Well, we have the papers that they would have gotten to explain, but I don't think it really matters if we end up saving his life in the end.
I'm gonna kind of look at Sildar and say, I've never been into Phandelin myself. What can you tell me of it?
New page of notes.
Well, should probably open those.
Well, hundreds of years ago, Phandelin was a thriving human town whose population were firmly allied with the dwarves and gnomes of the Phandelver's Pact. However, the same orcs that sacked the mines at a location that Gundren and myself were looking into, and laid waste to the settlement, and Phandelin was abandoned for centuries. But in the last few years, settlers from Neverwinter and Waterdeep have begun reclaiming the ruins and rebuilding the city. Now it's filled with farmers, woodcutters, and traders of all kind, as well as prospectors from all over the land to tend to the mines, drawn by stories of gold and platinum in the foothills of the Sword Mountains. Unfortunately, it seems bandits have taken residency there as well.
Do the mines play a strong part in Phandelin's economy?
I'd imagine so. From what I hear, the woman who runs the mines is quite high up in the city's governmental base. She has a lot of sway amongst its people.
Let's see.
How many days of travel are to Phandelin?
Good question.
How many days of travel are to Phandelin from where we were?
I said good question.
Yeah.
We should reach there by nightfall.
Lovely. Hopefully most of the businesses will still be running.
Ah, fine ale by now and a comfy bed, my friend.
Oh, I'd prefer to get my son burned and sent home before
Of
as
course,
soon
of
as
course.
possible.
I will accompany you, my friend.
Appreciate it.
Crumb's just picking at her sharp teeth with a dagger.
You know, I find it strange that none of you have heard of me before. I'm actually a rather big name in some Colosseums. They called me the Eye Gouger.
Can't imagine how
Sorry,
you
my
got
friend.
that name.
Assuming we face the same Scutterer clan that killed my son, you will find out.
Sorry to say, friend, but I spent 22 years in a convent. I couldn't possibly have heard anything from the outside world. I only be traveling for 2 years now.
2 years was enough time.
And I've literally been living under a rock.
You don't. I suppose, yes. What about you, Sildar? Surely you've heard of Spoon the Eye Gouger.
Never been much the one for organized sport unless I was hired on as a bodyguard, but even then I never really watched the matches. So it's possible I've heard your name in passing, but until now I've never had the pleasure of making your acquaintance.
Well then. Yes, I've got many stories of fallen champions or crushing defeats. I suppose it's blatant through my obvious battle scars.
I don't know, you don't look too tough to me.
Well, I'm not. You're the last person I want to hear that from. I could get a full workout by using you as a dumbbell.
I don't know, dumbbells usually don't fight back.
I don't have a response to that.
That in itself is a response if you think about it.
Ah, so you're one of the clever ones, are you? Or at
Well,
least
how
you
many
like
goblins do you know that can do magic?
None. I've never really had to deal with goblins until recently. And it just so happens that when the first time I do come across goblins, their corpses are surrounded around my sons. Strange, isn't it?
I suppose so. Oh, the falsetto's killing me already.
Oh yeah.
And I've got like 11 female characters in this town.
Epic.
And several children.
Perhaps the children who are entranced by the art of gladiatorial battles will be interested in meeting Spoon the Eye Gouger.
It would be hilarious if we get to the city and the DM says, so none of the children recognize you.
You know, with a character I'm playing in another game, there's a renown system, and despite the fact that I've got the highest out of my party, only like 2 people have ever heard of me. And I think that's great.
Well, there is
I'm a
renown
planet-hopping mob boss, for God's sake.
There is a renown system in 5e, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
That's fair, yeah.
There's also an honor system that literally no one uses. You pretty much run it in the background. Your honor gets too low, and the guards start coming after you eventually. And then
You get killed by Micah. Your honor gets too low, you get killed by Micah.
So anyway, as we continue to chat on for a while, we make our way down the path, and the rutted track of the roads emerges from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Phandelin. The old town consists of maybe 40 or 50 simple log buildings, some built on old fieldstone foundations. More old ruins, crumbling stone walls covered in ivy and briars surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger city in centuries past. Most of the newer buildings are set on the sides of the cart track, which widens into a muddy main street of sorts as it climbs toward a ruined manor house on a hillside at the east side of town.
Got the aesthetic of Squirrel Step at my home, only without the squirrels, which is an upgrade in my mind.
If you hate squirrels so much, why did you decide to live there?
Because squirrels, and at least all the ones in Squirrelstead, make perfect hunters. There's squirrels of all kinds. Fast, strong. You name it, there's a squirrel. And that's why Risk was such a perfect hunter. He had hunted every type of squirrel that Squirrelstead had to offer.
So, like, 3?
You're funny.
I get that a lot.
There were many squirrels in Squirrelstead.
Poor creatures.
They're not poor. Not we. I was never interested. But they seem to worship some type of squirrel god. I was never particularly interested.
So they're heretic squirrels.
Yes, if that's the way you want to look at it, then fine.
Oh, sweet God. So as we begin to approach the center of the city. We see children playing on the town green and townsfolk tending to chores or running errands at shops. Many people look up as you approach, but all return to their business as you go by. As we move into the town, Sildar seems much more at ease. And as we pass by a small group of children that are currently gathered around another child laying on the ground, and a hardy dwarf is above them performing some type of magic on the child.
What? Can I know what type of magic this?
Yes.
Maybe
Arcana
any
check.
perception or I just know?
Arcana check.
Ooh,
Arcana.
Arcana, I'm great at that.
You immediately recognize this as basic level restoration or healing magic.
Oh. Oh, okay. Can I approach and greet the man?
You sure can.
Good afternoon, my friend. Are you healing these children?
That's your cue.
Oh, that's me? Okay,
Yes.
okay, let me think. What would... Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Good afternoon, my friend. Are you healing these children? Always good to meet a fellow man of God of the God.
Healing these children? Yeah, I guess so. This is all fake. I'm just making them think that I'm actually healing them.
Oh,
You know, like a placebo effect kind of thing?
I was 1000% under the impression you said, "Are you hitting these children?"
Yeah, so was I.
No, I said healing.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What about you? What kind of magic do you do?
I'm a paladin, my friend.
So what kind of... No magic?
What kind of care? Of what?
No magic then. You don't do any.
Oh, yes, I do. I can cast 2 spells per day.
What,
I can
Seems
heal
kind
the
of
wound.
boring.
what
I can
good
heal
is
the
magic when you have the bustling human body?
Whoa, you are very intense.
Tell me
It's not
about it.
intent, it's fact. Oh, everywhere I go, there's magic, and I don't understand it. I can't wrap my head around it. Why use magic when you can punch things really hard?
Well, why
When
would
she-
you punch things really hard when you have magic?
Because it's the same reasoning that I believe bows and arrows are for cowards. I say, with my light crossbow dangling from my hip. It doesn't make sense to me. There's no need to stand at a distance when you can work yourself to be a stronger creature.
Magic takes work too.
Well, I've had this argument tens of thousands of times, and I never win, nor does the other. So I will leave it at, I don't get it, I like punching things.
Okay, friend. Sorry for
you
the
do you.
letter. Okay, friends. We start with the wrong foot. First off, pleasure to meet you, my friend. I'm friended Liz. You can just call me Liz.
Yes. I am Spoon. I hail from Squirrelstead. Pleased to meet you.
I'm Krell.
It's
I'm
nice
making
to-
sure these idiots don't kill each other.
Please. You think these two could leave a scratch on me? That's hilarious.
You saw those goblins
Well-
back in the cave. Most of them didn't have a scratch on them, and I still killed them.
That was you. I'm not talking about you, am I? I said these two. Are your ears not functioning as well?
My ears are so sharp they can hear that fly buzzing around your head farting.
I slapped the shit out of it. There is no fly.
I just run, grab Silder by the hand and say, let's accompany Silder to the dwarf, trying to prevent the fight.
Yes, my friends. Let us secure lodgings. I'm told the local inn is quite quaint. From what I recall, it's near to the center of town as well. Everything's just a few minutes walk from there.
Lovely.
Is the in this place?
Give me about 2 seconds. Right there.
Oh, here. Okay, let's travel to the inn then, before the barbarian enters in a fight.
I don't start fights unless they come to me first, or if it's in an arena. If you come to me, I'll make a spectacle out of you. And if it's in an arena, I'm already making a show.
I'm sure you are, my friend.
Alright, sweet.
Douglas and the rest of the children, I guess they're just like watching y'all fight within each other. I'm not one to turn down a drink if y'all are paying for it.
A fellow I can drink with for once. No one has come by with me for a very long time. Though I suppose that's because everyone sees me as a awful showman and horrific murderer. But it's just my job. They're criminals.
Your voice doesn't help much with that. You sound like you need a cough drop.
The fuck's a cough drop?
I will ignore that you said that and preserve this upcoming friendship.
I sense all the shit talking is gonna happen in this part of the entire campaign. As we make our way along the street towards aforementioned inn.
Should probably move here, otherwise I'm standing on the top of the roof.
Still with us is the cart that we are supposed to unload at Barthen's Provisions. So that's something we might want to look into. As we make our way across town to the Stonehill Inn, a large, newly built roadhouse of fieldstone and rough-hewn timbers. It's a very homely inn.
So, are we going to enter the inn?
I would assume so. That's what we're here for.
Let's go then.
Douglas opens the door for the other two. Right this way.
Oh, a gentleman.
Oh, you forgot to move your token.
My large 6'8" body just. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you mocking me?
No, I would never.
See, you're the type of man I can respect. You're a man of God, and yet you know how to be a bit goofy at the same time.
Thank you.
Alright, so you
I just
move.
mumbled myself. The order did not prepare me for this.
What? What? Douglas was your name, yes?
Yes, my name is Douglas.
Do you?
I'm gonna have Douglas go ahead and walk up to the bar while they're talking, and then ask to order a drink.
Alright. So as you walk in, the common room is filled with locals nursing mugs of ale or cider, all of them eyeing you with curiosity as you've never been seen around this parts and are in the company of a goblin. Standing behind the bar is a short, young human male. Well, hey there, y'all. This here's my inn. Name's Toblin. Toblin Stonehill. And he reaches out for a handshake.
I will reach in with my giant meaty hand and give him a handshake. I am Spoon. Pleased to meet you.
You notice during his handshake that he's got one of the more firmer handshakes that you've ever felt for a smaller than you human.
I will I will try my best to sit out at the bar, and I'll just kind of look at him and ask, do you have anything you recommend?
For drinks or rooms now?
Drinks.
It depends on how strong you want it.
Very.
And
had
I
a long-
recommend no other than our dwarven mead.
Then I will have me some.
He'll go over to the tap and pour you out a mug with a nice frothy head and set it on the counter in front of you. That'll be 2 silver.
2 silver. I'll kind of ruffle around in my unorganized change pouch, that 600 pieces, and pull out 2 pieces of silver. There.
Thank you
How many
kindly,
silver
sir.
coins make a gold coin?
What?
How many silver coins make a gold coin?
10.
Oh. Huh.
You basically just bought the strongest drink he has, so it costs a little more than normal. And make me a constitution save as you start drinking it.
Okay.
Nice.
22.
So yeah, it's barely even setting in, and you might as well be drinking the weakest tasting of beers right now. Speaking of which,
Not bad.
What was the name of the bartender again?
Toblin Stonehill. We'll write it in chat.
Oblin Stonehill. What a name.
I'm gonna get to Oblin and say, it's night, right?
It should be night in about an hour.
No. It's nighttime, right? On the world.
Yeah, it should be nighttime in about an hour.
Okay. Then good night, my friend. Can you give me also a dwarven mead?
Alright, cost the same
Actually-
as your friend.
Actually, Krill, do you drink?
She looks at you kind of with her head cocked. You're not serious, are you?
I am. You don't drink?
I'm 9, you dick.
Oh, sorry. It's just you are the first goblin I ever saw in my life.
What is that in comparison to a human's lifespan?
History check.
Ooh,
With
really good
disadvantage
at,
because you've never seen goblins in your life either.
I'm really good at history with my whole +0. Where is it? There it is. 6!
You have no concept of what goblin age means.
Can I also make a history check?
Yeah, because you're also inquiring. Same check with disadvantage.
Also disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
History.
You would know the goblins reach adulthood at about 8 years old.
I say, so you are 9. Ain't you an adult at 8?
I suppose so, but when you're blind, you really don't want to mess with your other senses. Vertigo's kind of a bitch when you rely on your ears to see.
Question,
Oh.
Go for it.
How did you end up blind? Were you born that way, or was it a later deformity?
I was born this way, thanks for asking.
Interesting.
So, only one dwarven mid for me, my Oblin friend.
Alright, same price, 2 silver.
So silver, I have 15 gold. How much the change?
He can just give you change. You just turn in one of your gold coins for a return of 8 silver.
Okay, 8 silver. And 14 gold coins. Right?
What?
Well, you're giving him a gold piece, and the change he gives you is 8 silver pieces.
Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard every song that that this Kevin McLeod guy has made. He's carrying the royalty-free music industry.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to drink my mead, trying to just drink for. I probably never drank before.
Douglas looks at the other two, and he looks like kind of disgusted, like looking at them exchanging all that money and stuff like that. And he seems to be disinterested in the idea now, and he turns back to the goblin. Because y'all have all been speaking common right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'd like to speak goblin to the goblin.
Oh shit, you take
and-
goblin?
I do.
Nobody takes
Hey,
goblin.
that's crazy!
It is.
Oh my god, you have so many
Um,
languages. He's 5
and
languages.
I speak four.
Quite a few on my sheet. Yeah, like common, dwarvish, elven, goblin, and maybe another one that I forgot about.
I
Half
speak
wow.
common, Elvish, York.
I took Dwarvish, and that's all I have.
I just have common and goblin. Alright, so you were saying to Krell and goblin.
Right. So I want to say in goblin, why are you traveling with these idiots?
I'm
Or
five silver pieces.
You can't understand him.
I know. That's me interjecting.
Well, I was traveling with the tall one's son for a short while, helping him out with these guys with their quest, and after they died, the rest of us just kind of continued the quest. She
Why
says
do,
all
you
that
speak to
goblin.
each, why do you speak to each other in strange gurgles and burps?
Douglas just turns back and's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're just it's just girl talk."
I
Um,
Girl.
don't believe you.
so I want Douglas to continue in Goblin to the other Goblin. How much are you getting for the quest?
Can,
Uh,
can I call deception on that?
not on a language you don't understand.
No, but like, I mean, when he said it was
Oh, when
girl
he said the
talk,
thing
that
in
was clearly a
common.
lie.
Yeah, you can roll
Yeah.
insight against his deception.
Oh, do I need to also roll? Okay.
You're rolling insight, Max.
Oh, insight. Sorry,
Yeah, he's ready to roll in deception.
I rolled better.
Okay, so you rolled insight, so I need to roll just with my -2 charisma.
Yeah, that's that's why I have a +2 in charisma. Let's go.
Well, you are
okay,
entertainer, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Without
Just
that
slightly.
-2, it would have been dead even. But you do determine that he was in some way being deceitful about what he said. Although you can't quite pinpoint exactly which part of it was deceitful.
I speak Orc. Can I try to understand them? At least the basic? Or is it too far of a language?
You have basic, since you've never met goblins, you've had no chance to study to even try to gain the mannerisms. But as the conversation goes on, you can probably pick up like repeated common words. So, what was Douglas about to say?
oh, Douglas asked the Goblin like how much they were getting for the quest.
I just put those notes down. Shit.
Why am I getting bombarded with Discord notes? I literally have them turned
Can't
off.
find it right this second, but I'm pretty sure it was 10 gold pieces. Just to deliver this car that we have parked out front.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I don't have the exact number in front of me, but I believe it was 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
Each. Yeah, 10 gold pieces each. For escorting the cart that we have outside to Barthen's Provisions, one of the shops in town.
Okay, Douglas just kind of nods along in kind of like an awkward way and not like he doesn't say anything. And then he goes back to the common conversation. It's just like, "Oh, what'd you all get to drink?"
Woman meat. It is, perhaps it's my tongue, but it tastes a bit weaker than most.
Oh yeah, let's make
I-
your constitution save for drinking that.
I already have my mead. I'm gonna have a drink. First time drinking a mead in my life.
Okay, just for saying that, make that constitution save with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Never ever give the DM reason to keep you disadvantage.
Okay. 13.
So yeah, you being cocky and new to alcohol, you think, if he's taking it like a champ, I could take it like a champ. So in the first go, you clear half your mug, and you immediately start feeling tipsy.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm gonna kinda, like, look over at Tomlin and say, friend, do you know where Phandelin's crematory is? Or crematory, however that word's pronounced. The place where they burn corpses.
I think there actually is such a place. Give me a second. I want to say there's a shrine in town, but I have to find it. Yes. There's a temple just across the street there that you could go.
Lovely. Thank you.
A temple from the family is like the worst idea ever.
I believe they're
It-
devoted to Tamora, goddess of luck and good fortune, so having them take care of your son would probably be for the better.
I promise I was going to go with you, my friend.
I believe you should stay here.
No, no, no. Leave it
You-
to me. I confident. I
No,
confident.
let me tell you
It,
something.
it was a promise. I never lie.
Let me tell you something. All right. I too was once in your situation. High, high off of a win, thinking I was the cock of the town, and I asked for my local tavern's hottest drink, and tried to slug it all in one go. Terrible mistake. Vomiting in the nearest poorhouse for God knows how long. So, take it from me when I tell you, you should sit down and have a glass of water.
Fine, fine.
Can I catch the god they serve one more time, please?
Reading in chat.
Oh, thank you.
Flipping back to the page.
All right, I was close.
Okay, so I look at the bartender. Bartender, Goblin. Give me a water, please.
He goes over to the sink, pours you a glass of water. On the house, friend.
Thanks, friend. I'll be with you.
I hate to leave abruptly, but I would like to get this done. So, enjoy yourselves for a bit while I step out,
Alright.
and I will make my way out of the inn. I will grab my boy Whisk from the cart, most likely, since I wasn't just fucking dragging him around. And I will make
Imagine
my way to that temple.
being a body on yourself.
And I will make my way to that temple.
Alright. As the party.
Hey, I need to leave for like 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Sure.
Alright, so the night continues on. Sildar has a nice tall mug of beer and pays for his room and heads off to bed early. He's got quite a
And
busy
sober already?
I have a busy day tomorrow. Might as well be well rested.
Returning friend. Is my character sober already?
Not after an hour.
Okay.
Off.
But you're only fairly tipsy. Drinking water for a while will dumb that effect down a little bit. And you're still capable of moving around as you please, but drinking any further might impair you further. Which is to be expected.
Okay. I'm just going to stay with the water. I'm going to wait for the barbarians so we can share a meal. Meal. I probably saying it wrong. dinner.
Both work, honestly.
Yeah. Krell's not weighing it. She's gonna order a meal. Something meaty. She's just snacking away in a corner, trying not to draw attention to herself.
As if she could tell she was drawing attention.
And with the chatter and clatter of a inn, she can air quotes see just enough to know what's going on around her. The way Krell works is instead of having her 60 feet of dark vision, she instead has 20 feet of blind sense. So as long as there's sound around her, she can see.
I see. Makes sense. It's just that meme of like a anime character with like a fucking bandages on their eyes and it says "I see."
I love how the guys who wear bandages in anime are always the one who has the best vision.
Yeah.
True. Or if you're Satoru Gojo, you do it for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I watched Jujutsu this week.
Very good show.
Yes.
I like
Very.
Nice.
I think it has potential to become a classic.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm reading Berserk. You read Berserk yet?
I've been meaning to get around to doing that. People have been shilling it to me for like years.
Yeah, the manga is
Oh,
way better
yeah.
than the anime. At least the
Yeah,
original one. The remake is a lot better.
I hear it the other way around a lot. People say the 2012 one is absolute garbage, whereas the one from the 90s is like way better.
Yeah, the original one was a gore fest with lots of sex and all that.
That's
Newer
the
one-
manga for you.
The newer
That's
one
kinda
toned
what
it
Berserk
down
was.
quite a bit. But back on topic, Krell's eating. You and our new dwarf friend are hanging out at the bar chatting. Toblin's tending to other patrons and getting about ready to shut the bar down for the night. Now would probably be a good time to inquire about getting rooms.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for Oblin. Oblin, my friend, I wanna 2 rooms. One for me, one for my barbarian friend, and a meal delivered to each one.
That'll be 1 gold apiece. That'll
One
get you
gold
the
piece.
night's stay and a good hot meal for both dinner and breakfast.
Okay, then one
Wow.
gold coin. I flip the gold coin to him.
Yeah, see, as starting players, you think 1 gold coin is cheap, but if you give 1 gold coin to a peasant, that changes his life.
It's true, yeah.
I know it's expensive, but the barbarian here is gonna live on the street. I ain't let him. Helm told to me, always protect the innocent.
Tossing stuff around.
I don't know if I'd say he's particularly innocent. I would just say he's mostly good-natured.
Not exactly innocent, but you know, you were friendly, so my character like sees you at the pinnacle of a good person.
There's a huge difference between nature and morality. I mean, there's killing people for sport, and there's not
They're
killing people because it's the
criminals.
right thing to do.
If anything, I'm just a glorified executioner.
Pretty much.
I'm
Welcome back.
innocent part in the sense that he didn't know the inn was going to close.
Alright, you didn't miss much. A little idle conversation, and rooms are starting to get bought for the night.
Okay. Can I have Douglas just kind of sleep outside?
That is an option if you could find somewhere to sleep outside.
We do have a cart.
And this is a farming
Okay.
community, so you might be able to convince one of the farmers to let you sleep in their barn. But that's up to you.
Yeah, I think
I
I'll try one
going
of that.
to no, I'm going to hold Douglas' arm. My friend, do you want me to pay a room in the inn?
Douglas is gonna wave him off. No, I prefer the outside air. It's much more circumventing.
I wanna throw insight in that.
I don't think that's the word you were looking for.
I'm going to roll inside.
For what reason?
To know if he's telling the truth that he prefers to live on the they sleep on the outside.
That's fair. Are you going to contest that roll?
Can I do it?
I was asking Douglas if he's going to contest it.
Okay.
Oh no, you can.
It's up to him
I
to
mean,
determine whether or not he's actually lying.
you can do an insight check if you want. So like he is. If I'm being upfront, he's telling a half truth, and it's really not that important to get this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You can do an insight check if you want to, but I don't know if it's gonna really drive anything.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh.
That one didn't even matter.
Okay. Well, never mind then. You'll never know.
Okay, friend. Okay. Anything you know where to find us.
Douglas just nods, and he follows with, yes, of course. Let me know. I'll try to seek you out tomorrow morning, and because I would like to join you on your future quests, if you don't mind.
Of course, my friend. Company is always the good.
Fine with me. I was getting tired of being the only healer in this group.
Douglas chuckles a little bit, and then waves them off to head outside and go look for a. I guess I need to go look for a farmer to convince to go into their barn. Let me think.
I have to remember which farmers are actually available.
Let's see. Do I have anything on my sheet to circumvent needing to do a charisma check? Because that's not going to go very well for me.
oh man.
How did the cremation go?
Haven't gotten around to it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're gonna do a scene for that or not.
Damn.
Okay.
So instead of asking someone, can Douglas roll a nature check to either break into someone's barn, like an abandoned barn or something like that, or look for like a nice field of grass to lay down in?
It's a different check depending on which one of those roads you want to go down.
Okay. I have nature, insights, or I guess history to some degree. Because assumably he's been around in the area for at least a day or two.
So it'd be a nature check for a field or an investigation check to find like a barn, hayloft, shed to crash in.
Okay.
Or
Well,
field.
Douglas isn't too picky. We'll take a field. See how this goes.
So yeah, this being a farm town, there's plenty of pastures and greenery you can crash out in. Although, the further away from houses you are, the less likely someone will be upset by you sleeping in their yard.
Okay, good.
Fucking hell, a +6 on nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of intense.
That is not
I
when you
don't-
see people take proficiency in unless they're like a ranger or a Druid. Oh, look at that, I'm proficient in it.
I don't even have a bonus that high, except for my
But
strength
then
saving
again,
throw. I
I'm a
have
level 2
7.
bard. I'm technically proficient in fucking everything.
That's true, yeah.
Because the Jack of all trades, I get to add half my proficiency bonus to everything I roll. Which currently is 1.
Nice.
Hey, 1 point could save you.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and one more fucking
I think
one more point could have saved Whis.
yeah, I think one of Whiskey's death saves that he failed was a 9.
Like, literally, if I rolled max with that inspiration, I still would have been fucked. That's
Okay, so we'll
devastating.
cut over to Spoon and the corpse of Whisk at the Shrine of Luck just across the street. I remember who the fuck
I'm just
owns
kind of like,
that.
I'm like carrying him bridal style. He's the size of me, but I'm a strong motherfucker.
And he probably doesn't have all his gear attached to him now.
Oh. Chilling in.
Oh my god,
Probably
how the
chilling
fuck
in
do I pronounce that name?
I'm sorry, can you say that again? I didn't quite catch that.
I didn't hear what you said, but I said, how the fuck do I pronounce that name?
Oh.
I wrote it in my notes twice. How the fuck do I pronounce that? I'm dang it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So as you walk into the shrine, you are greeted by a mouthful of spit. Scholarly young elven woman. Wow,
Oh,
they give her
kinda-
no fucking description.
That's fucking tough.
They give her that one line of description, is that she is scholarly and a young elven woman.
I can infer the rest if I have to. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of look at her and be like, "Greetings. I was told you perform cremation here."
Yes, as one of the sisters of this coven, I could see to it that's done.
I would appreciate that. It is for my son. You can see him here in my arms.
Yes, I assumed as much. Is there any particular style of cremation you'd like done? Any particular adornments? Perhaps a god he may have worshipped?
Let me dig into my memories for a moment.
Pulls out Whisk's book of doodles.
I was 100%
No, I
expecting.
know he's keeping that. He's gonna finish that fucking book.
No, I've
I
been
was
going
100
through it to figure out more about his son that he hasn't seen in forever. Eventually, he's gonna go through that book and just be crying, and that's gonna be a whole RP session.
No gods, but he spoke often of his friend Titan back home in Squirrelstead. So if his ashes could be shipped there in any way, I would appreciate that.
For a small fee, we could see that done.
Yes, I can pay.
The whole process will come to about 3 silver.
3 silver. I'm gonna kind of like set Whisk down gently and fiddle through my change purse. Like, God damn it all. Yes, 3 silver, and I will hand this small lady 3 silver pieces.
Alright. She'll take them and slip them into a little pouch on the front of her apron. She's wearing clothes denoting religious service, but in a different manner to the other holy folk you've already met. It's kind of almost like a nun's habit, but not entirely. Like there's no hood.
I will assist you in bringing him to where you need him to be, for he is a rather large fellow.
Yes, the chamber is just here in the back. Then she'll
Oh,
lead you to a back room that is more or less an overly sized fireplace that's very well swept out, like there's no soot or ash in it at all.
Right then. And I will place him wherever they tell me to, and I will await the process's completion.
Are you going to
Well, I
sit and
suppose,
watch
well-
so I have to describe this? Or...
Well, I suppose since they're shipping it to Squirrelstead, it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll just tell her. Yes. If would it cost extra to have a note sent along with his ashes?
For a couple copper, I could see that done.
Right. And he'll kind of like flip to the back of the book of doodles and kind of write on it for a bit, detailing a note to the Goblin Tatan and the Little Rabbids orphanage, and pull it out, hand it to her. A couple copper, you said.
Yes.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you have copper, but if you don't, a copper is 1/10 of a silver.
No, I've got 600 copper. Yeah, so I'll just fuddle
So it's
through.
like-
Actually, I'll just like reach my hand in and pull them out. Here you are.
She'll take them and again put them in the pouch in the front of her apron.
I appreciate this. I'm going to retire tonight. Thank you.
Alright, I'll see you in the morning to let you know that it's been completed. Is there anywhere
I'll be
you're
over-
staying where I could leave such a message?
Yes, I'll be over at Stonehill Inn.
Alright, I'll leave it with the innkeeper.
Thank you.
Try to remember the
And
name
I
of this
will-
funny spell.
And I will just leave. I will walk out after giving my thanks and return to the Stonehill Inn.
Ah, there it is. Alright. Spoon being emotional for about 15 seconds.
Oh,
So yeah, by the time you get back, we've all, well, our dwarf friend has gone off to sleep in a pasture, so I'm going to put him over in that general area. Our paladin has already retired for the night, or rather, actually, now you're waiting for him to come back to eat with him. And Krell is still eating her hearty, meaty meal.
Oh my god, I forgot about Crow. Where is she going to sleep?
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just He's
you
gonna
never
kinda-
even asked her about that.
gonna kind of bust in.
Wait.
You don't even
Since I
know.
was waiting.
You don't even know if Krell has a concept of money.
Oh my god, just kind of right now. I will I'll just walk in and approach the bar again and look at Tomlin and say, have we accommodated rooms yet?
Yes, my friend, I paid the room for you. I was just waiting while I eat my dinner.
I'll kind of turn around and point at Krell. What about her?
I'm gonna look with the most guilt in my eyes that you ever saw in someone in your entire life. Oh yeah, Crow.
I assume you would like to sleep in a room, yes?
Krell's across the bar from where you guys are.
Right. Okay. Then I'll fumble my way over to her as a 6'8" man in this building and kind of sit next to her and say, do you wish to sleep in one of this inn's rooms?
I suppose it beats the streets.
Right then. I've got the money to accommodate, so don't worry about it.
Actually, if you don't mind, I'd prefer to sleep in the same room as one of you. I prefer the paladin, but I'm not choosy.
Right.
Of course, my friend. It's your wish.
Okay.
She'll
Well,
finish up her hunk of meat she was gnawing on.
Well then, I'm feeling rather weak myself, so I suppose I shall retire for this night.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, let's all retire.
Let me reach over here and grab another thing so I can do this. Yeah.
As the night draws on, Spoon will eventually head to the room that's been paid for him, and Wes will head into his room, followed by Krell, who'll snag a pillow off the bed and make herself a makeshift bed in the nearby provided dresser.
Okay.
Assuming at this point Liz doesn't even question this because he's A, drunk, and B, tired.
Oh, the goblin's doing cute shit. What's to question?
I'm probably still drunk as hell, so
And by now you drink enough water to be almost completely sober as you head to bed.
oh thank God.
Hangover in the morning's gonna be a bitch, but that's tomorrow Liz's problem.
Yeah, I'm going to pray before going to bed, of course.
Alright. Any prayer in particular, or just a general repetitive?
Just a general prayer, just to say it.
Alright. The night goes by, pleasantly calm, very little noise in the surrounding town. Maybe a person shifting around in the streets every now and again, but other than that, a very pleasant countryside evening.
Douglas gets to enjoy the countryside the most.
In the middle of the night, a random cow let loose from one of the pastures comes up and decides to snuggle with you. It's just one of the little calves, so it was just looking for a little bit of warmth. Couldn't find its mommy.
That's kind of cute.
Douglas will accept that. He'll just like turn over. I might have some blankets in my pack or something like that, but
Most
if
people,
I do, we can snuggle under those.
You ought to have a bedroll in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a bedroll and a winter blanket.
Perfect. Me and the calf we're snuggling under the blanket. We're having a really good time. I can try to find his or her mom in the morning.
You
Alright.
said cow, I imagine like a gigantic animal just sitting on top of it.
Yeah, it's about the size of a mastiff. I say that looking across 2 rooms at a mastiff to judge size. So yeah, the night goes pleasantly for all involved, and we wake up the next morning ready to take on the day. Perhaps check out some of the areas of the town, settle up on deals made, what have you. And I'm really glad I didn't have to pronounce the fucking nun's name.
Why don't you just try at it for the hell of it?
Sister Gariel?
That's correct to me. I don't see the spelling, but I imagine that's close enough. Yeah, that's how I would say that.
Garael.
Gariel.
Almost my name.
I suppose so, yeah.
Alright, so by
Hey,
the
as
time...
we wake up,
Yeah, go ahead.
how bad am I?
Roll a con save with advantage.
Nice.
The water really helped out.
Whisk out here being drunkard extraordinaire.
So yeah, you wake up the
not
next
wit.
morning, you feel pretty fit. You haven't puked in your sleep or anything. Your stomach isn't rumbling. You have very few of the after effects of being drunk. And your hangover is very minimal.
Then I think I'm going to go to the. How's the main room of the inn called? Or just the inn?
Do what now?
I don't know. I go to the place where everyone enters to meet with
Yeah,
the
the
other
common
person
area.
at the common area.
Alright.
I too will make my way after waking up and getting myself accommodated.
We are probably on our common clothes right now, right? I mean, I can imagine you sleeping on chainmail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I imagine sleeping in chainmail isn't exactly the most comfortable.
Nope. You don't actually get a proper night's sleep while wearing heavy or medium armor, depending on the type. I can actually impose, shit. What are the conditions?
I have common clothes on my on my back, so on my backpack.
Exhaustion. That's the word I couldn't find. Yeah, just about everybody gets a set of common clothes, so you can sleep, no worries.
Amen.
I'll have Douglas reach the group around the same time. I think he would wake up a little bit earlier than the rest of them. Do I need to roll anything to return the cow back to their mother?
By the time you wake up, it's already long gone.
Oh, okay. That works. Just make my way back the way that I came then.
Alright.
I just imagine Douglas entering on the inn, like covered in straw and dirt.
By the time you get up, Silder's already long gone. Headed out on his tasks, but as you recall, he did offer to pay you for getting him here safe and sound, so there's that to look forward to.
Amazing.
You still have at least one errand in this town worth looking into, and plenty of places to check out, so where are we headed first? I suppose we should eat breakfast first, would be a good call. But
A good idea.
It is important.
So, my friends, let's eat breakfast.
Yes. I'm gonna kind
Our-
of look over at Tomlin and said, the sister from the shrine said she were to leave a message with you.
why, yes, I have it right here. She said She got your boy all done up, and he'll be sent back home in a matter of 3 days.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hoblin, how much for the breakfast?
You've already paid, son.
Already? Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember your night's stay came with your dinner and your next breakfast.
Oh yeah, that's correct. I was passing out drunk, so so I'm going to sit down and eat my breakfast.
Goblin, are there any happenings around town that you would say folks like us would be particularly interested in?
Well, I may have heard a few rumors. Let me think about it.
Right.
I have a whole list of rumors. Give me a minute. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Hmm. Uh, I not really. No, just like general searching. I guess it just comes from more of a place of just like being curious about the town's happenings. Box of peanuts.
Well, it seems the sister at the shrine you visited last night recently left town for a few days and returned wounded and exhausted. No one's quite sure why. Might be worth looking into.
Interesting. I suppose I could owe that to her for helping get my son to Squirrelstead. Right.
So as of current, other than shopping around, we have 3 activities to look into. Delivering the cart, receiving our payment from Sildar, and checking out the sister.
Do we know where Sildar is at this moment, or was he just eating with us?
He had already left by the time we got up.
Right.
As far as either of us could mention, he was probably off to see the friend that he mentioned, wanting to see when he got into town.
Right.
I think we'll probably search for Cinder first.
True. Probably also. I guess. Well, maybe we should deliver the cart first. Remember the name of the shop. It was something. It was something provisions.
And you're correct on that front.
I should have written that down.
I've said it twice in this session.
That's true, yeah. You have. Would have been smart of me. But I did not pick the smart option. For I am a smooth-brained moron.
All your body power is focusing on muscles.
Exactly. One more question for you, Toblin.
Yes?
Do you know the name or location of your nearest general / provision store?
Yes, Barthran's. You probably passed it coming into town. It's 3 houses down once you head out the door heading right. Just past the smithy.
The Boston's provisions. Well then, my companions. I suppose we should, I suggest that we handle that first. Maybe the person there can possibly give us a hint as to where Sildar may be located.
Okay, let's go then.
Alright, so Krell's gonna finish eating her breakfast.
Consume food.
Douglas has just been eavesdropping, and he's just gonna like assume himself into your group.
I mean, you already asked, so it's like you being there is not going to be like a, who the fuck is this guy?
No, not really. But also, he, like, I guess I can just say this. After y'all are finished with whatever you have to do, I would like to go check out whatever is going on with the sister. Doesn't sound very good to come back exhausted, and especially wounded, in this poor town.
Yes, I could agree.
I agree.
I-
A lot.
I do in a sort of ways owe it to her, so I would say it'd be a fine idea.
I would die before letting a sister or brother of the church get hurt in front of me.
Douglas sort of rolls his eyes whenever the paladin says that.
Well then, gentlemen, and ladies, let's be on our way.
Never been called a lady before.
I mean, we could hardly be taken for one, but I would I try to address in at least a sort of formal manner.
Fine, I'll take it. She finishes off her breakfast and gets her things prepared to move out for the day. She doesn't really carry a whole lot, so she just got a small sack that she throws over her shoulder.
Consume food, make sure I've got all my shit in store, and be ready to leave.
Okay, so we were headed to Barthran's first.
Yes, that is correct. Bring our cart along and head over to Barthran's.
So as we step out into the day, it's relatively early morning, but we're greeted by the crows of the roosters and the pounding of hammer on anvil at the nearby smithy as we step out into the day and move on down the street.
Who is messaging me? I'll literally kill you. I didn't ask for this.
Let me just pull that up. Had to get my price list because this is a shop.
Right.
Alright, so we head to Barthran's it's quite a large building. For this town, it easily dwarfs most of the houses and some of the smaller businesses. As you walk in, you notice that its shelves are stocked with most ordinary goods and supplies, including backpacks, rope, rations. Although you're not noticing any weapons or armor or anything of that like here.
Well, the smithy is like right across the street, so I can imagine.
Behind the counter is a lean and balding human male. Very aged and wearing just the biggest smile you've seen in your life.
Greetings.
I have so many names. Well, hey there, young man. What can I do for you?
We are here to speak on a cart that we're delivering to your establishment.
Ah, you must be the man sent by the dwarf, Gundren.
Yes.
Do you have
Him
the
and his
goods
friend.
that he was sending with you?
Yes, they are on the cart right outside. Do you have a place you would prefer us take it?
Yes, just have someone to bring it around back so my young shop hands can take care of that. And, Thistle, take these men, go outside with these men and help them with their cart. As two young boys of no more than 12 come out from the back and head out with whoever intends to drive the cart around.
Me, for I am a large, strapping man. Leaving you fellas to speak with this man at the moment.
Sure thing. So, my fellow Barson, uh, have you seen Silder around here? An old man. I don't remember the
Silder, he
rest of his.
says, stroking his bright white and slightly yellowed beard. I think someone by that name stopped by earlier, but he didn't buy anything. He was looking for information.
What was he looking for? And the dwarf, did he appear here? The
The only dwarf I've seen all day is your friend here.
Okay. You can't remember what Cinder asked?
I believe he was asking about the town wizard, Yarno.
Yarno. How do I write that?
Yarn now.
Scroll back in the chat. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Should have wrote that name down the first two times I said it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Yarno Albrecht.
There you
Sorry.
I already wrote
Good.
that down. I didn't. I was looking up my notes and like, did I write that already? And I did.
Yeah, because you asked me how to spell it.
I made the same thing. And so I'm just going to wait for the barbarian. The barbarian.
Ow. I'm quite literally just.
I'm just gonna have Douglas hold his tongue because what I want to say will probably ruin whatever's going on with this cart mission. So, just gonna step to the side and listen.
Hold the peace.
Yeah.
Just one moment and I'll have your compensation. As he steps off into the back room and you hear the whirrings of a tumbler and the eventual popping open of a safe. And he comes back out to the group and lays out 4 pouches with 10 gold pieces each. One for
Nice.
each member of the group, as they were promised would be a reward. I could have sworn he said there'd be less of you, though. Hmm. My mind must be getting away with me in these older years.
Just going to stay quiet, maybe look to the side.
So yeah, everybody can add 10 gold pieces to their character sheet as we become slightly more wealthy.
Does that include Douglas?
Yes. All 4 members of our party got that gold. Even
Including
though
Crow.
he was only expecting 3, and none of us are any of those 3.
What a shame.
This is what happens when you hire adventurers to do shit. Sometimes other people end up getting that shit.
They die, and their replacements come back. Yes, I'm the man you gave the quest to. Do not question it.
Another question.
He wasn't told who to expect, just how many to expect. So if anyone has any need of basic adventuring gear, this is definitely the place to look around.
Let's see.
I don't think so. I've got
I don't
most of what I
missing
need.
anything. I got a rope, a water skin, torch, rations. Why the hell do I have 10 torches?
You what?
Well,
I have 10 torches for some reason.
actually,
Oh yeah,
considering,
from your
considering I don't have
one of your
dark
kits.
vision anymore, so I'll like kind of I'll approach him and be like, after handling the cart with the boys, I'll come back in and approach and be like, "You carry tinder boxes, old man." One old ass guy to another.
I suppose I have a few on the shelf just over there.
Perfect. And I'm going to buy like 2 of those.
They go for 6 silver pieces each.
Okay. Math. Let's see. 6 is 93.
You could have done the math a lot easier and just deducted 1 gold piece, but that's your business.
I could do that, yes. You're correct. I've little need for anything else, unless any of you are purchasing general provisionaries. I believe we're done here. Oh, fuck.
So these
Okay,
random items you can buy are freaking ridiculous.
like, is there just a bunch of like absolutely worthless stuff on that list?
You can buy perfume.
Nice.
You can buy 10 feet of chain, a piece of chalk.
Okay, I can see the usefulness in some of it.
And I can understand.
You can buy a hammer, or for twice the price, a sledgehammer. Empty vials, a whetstone, caltrops, soap, a whistle.
Many lovelies.
Okay, I think a whetstone is quite useful for
Oh, what?
sharpening your.
Yeah, whetstone can be useful if your weapons degrade like they do in fucking
Choose the
Monster Hunter.
A
Yeah,
whetstone.
especially when you're using the hammer or the horn, and you for some reason have to sharpen those.
What's
Charge blades have that issue too, man. You put out a lot of attacks.
what's the price of the whetstone?
Whetstone is a copper piece.
A copper piece. Okay, I'm going to buy a whetstone then. One whetstone, my friend.
Just there. We've got a whole pile of them.
Okay, gonna take one and give him a silver piece and ask for the change.
And he'll hand you back your 9 copper.
Okay, thank you.
I'm looking for a specific item and I can't find it.
Now I have to add myself a whetstone.
Oh, that's right, because it's not in the basic one. It got added.
You looking for something specific?
Yeah. Because the item list I have is just from the Dungeon Master Guide,
Right.
so it doesn't contain anything from any further expansion.
You gotta go and track one down.
I just had to look up what the pricing is. It's exactly the same pricing as the equivalent. Quite hefty, but helpful. So Krell is going to pick up an herbalism kit for 5 gold pieces. Because even though she's got healing spells, those are limited. And out in the wild, you can find herbs like nobody's business.
She enjoys the herb.
Listen, hemp
Douglas
exists
also
in
has
this
the herbalism
universe. I'm pretty sure just about all of us have some hemp and rope in our inventories.
I have a rope.
I have 10 feet of hempen rope.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I'll give you a second. I'll you.
Inventory. Man, that weighs fucking 3 times as much as a healing kit. But yeah, Crow can use that to manufacture potions and whatnot, and other healing
Fucking
maladies over time.
fucking epic. You can just buy that? Does it have like limited uses?
What?
The herbalism kit?
It's more or less an instruction manual
Ah, I see.
to tell you what herbs are good for what. And it's basically a set of tools. It's got clippers, mortar and pestle, pouches, and vials used to create remedies and potions. Allows me to add my proficiency bonus to any ability check made to identify or apply herbs. And I can also use it to create antitoxin or potions of healing.
Push the green herb into tobacco paper. Light a flame and enjoy your evening. I think we're done here.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Thank you
So,
for your business, sir.
And thank you for your coin. I enjoy seeing you some other time.
Indeed.
Indeed, friend.
Right then.
So as we leave friends, we can go to either find Yarno Albrecht, since Silder's probably there, or we can go check on the sister.
Question is, where the hell will we find Yarno?
That's a question I should have asked Barton.
Yeah, probably.
The shop's right there. You could always go back in and ask.
Of course I can. I go back just to ask that simple question, completely, completely red and shy. So Barton, uh, I forgot to ask where's Yarno live?
Not a lot of information on the subject. He is not quite sure.
He's not quite sure. Oh, wonderful. Okay, friend, thanks. So he is not sure where he lives. We can check on the sister or try to find Yarno.
Or we can always go around town, do a little more shopping,
Yes.
and get to know the city.
I personally would like to visit the smithy. The men who build our weapons deserve the amounts of credit and coin. I'm not sure if there's anything I have particular need of. Though I suppose I could leave him with the weapons from Whisk, since they no longer have use.
Awfully generous of you.
I imagine he may pay us.
Are you
Entirely
that willing
possible.
to give away your son's weapons?
Yeah. Yes, I have a lock of his hair and his notebook here. It's filled with childish drawings, but it is his legacy.
That may be the single
understand the
creepiest
notebook.
thing I've ever heard.
Why are you keeping a lock of your son's hair?
Why am I keeping his ashes? It's just another piece of him that I can remember him by.
Suppose that's fair. Do you have like a little baggie or something that you're keeping the hair in? Or
Yeah.
like just like constantly between your fingers?
It is in a, it's in a little pouch, just a very small, like pocketed pouch.
Is it a special pouch for your son's hair?
Yes, it's made from the pelt of a squirrel he killed.
Very, very noble of you.
I wouldn't quite say it's noble. I would say it's my family's tradition. We like to keep several memoirs of the fallen.
Douglas looks a little bit uncomfortable whenever he says that, but still kind of nods along. Have fun at the smithery, the place where they make the tools. Have fun there. I want to go check out the sister and see if she's okay.
I also want to go check the sister.
Then I will.
Would anyone like to come with me?
I will join you shortly after I finish my task.
Alright, so Douglas and Liz head off for the shrine once more, while Spoon and Krell stick back and enter the smithy. And we'll start with the smithy.
I've just got like a big sack that I'm carrying filled with Whisk's belongings.
I don't know what the smithy is. Either I'm blind or whenever the hell they wrote this module, they did not write an NPC for the smithy. Alright, generic dwarf, here we go. Alright, so you walk into the smithy and the blacksmith is hard at work making some fresh swords. There's quite the array of armaments upon the wall, and a few suits of armor on makeshift mannequins that are no more than scarecrows at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of approach and say, good day, sir.
Aye, what's that? Customer. And he'll take the sword he was working on and toss it in a barrel of oil that's nearby. What can I do for you? And he reaches out one massive hand that's in a very worn and blackened smith's glove.
I, out of respect, will reach down my own massive hand to shake his. Will you take in weapons that no longer have a place?
As long as they can still keep an edge.
Perfect. In that case, I'm gonna lay out this sack and kind of twist it open. I've got a great sword, a light hammer, and a javelin that no longer have a home.
Did you use your last javelin?
Did I? I think you're right. I did. A great sword and a light hammer that no longer have a home.
He'll pick up the great sword and inspect its craftsmanship, run his finger along the blade, checking its edge, making note of a few nicks where it had come in contact with goblin bones. And the hammer is basically brand new, having never been used.
Yep.
I can give you 12 gold for the lot.
That is acceptable.
And he'll
Well, let's go.
set the sword to the side and put the hammer up on the wall, immediately back up for resale.
Tell me, good sir, would you happen to know the whereabouts of one, fucking, how do you say that? Yarno Olbrek?
Aye, the wizard.
Yes, the wizard.
I can't speak to where he's staying, but I don't think I've seen him these past few days, now that I'm thinking about it.
Weird. Why is it that hermits are so hard to find? I suppose it's because they don't want to be found. I suppose while I'm here, I would like to purchase a few crossbow bolts. Assuming you sell them, of course.
I gotta pull that price sheet back up. See, that's why I couldn't find it. Misspelled it. Crossbow bolts. He sells them in bundles of 20 for 1 gold piece for 20 of them.
Right. Then
So,
that is
a copper apiece.
copper apiece. Then I will compromise to give him 10 copper pieces for
So
10
silver.
crossbow bolts. So a silver, yeah.
Or no, wait, I didn't do that math right. It'd be half a silver, so 5 copper per crossbow bolt. Yeah.
So 10 would come out to be 50 copper pieces or 5 silver. No. 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm right.
10 would
I'm
be
right.
5 silver, yes.
All right, 5 silver.
Alright. And for a man who was shitting on ranged weapons a mere hour ago.
Yeah, I know. That's why I mentioned I had a light crossbow. Because I thought it was funny. Because in Spoon's eyes, it depends on how you use them. If you sit in a bush and shoot arrows at somebody, you're a coward. But if you are looking at them and they can see you, then it's fine.
Thank God we don't have a rogue on the party.
We did.
We
We
did.
did.
And then they vanished out of reality because Cthulhu was like, come here.
Come here.
I watch what you said. Cthulhu's a canon god in this universe. Although in this game they call him the Great Old One.
Well, that is kind of what he is.
And the lore for it's pretty Cthulhu-esque too. But,
Yeah.
Basically, Demogorgon was like, oh, look, two nice guys gonna turn into demons. So it's summoned, and they're in the 9 hells right now.
So yeah, the whole time you're conversing with the Smith, Krell's just kind of cowering behind you almost, clutching her sheathed sword.
I'm gonna kind of look back at her and is like, is there something you wish to do while we're here? You chose to come with me.
My sword's not exactly the best of quality.
Right, it's a scimitar, yes?
Not quite. As she starts to pull it out of the sheath, and it's clearly a very old and rusted cutlass, and the blade is chipped all to hell.
Yes, perhaps we should net you an improvement. I'm gonna kind of look around, see if I see any swords that are similar on for sale. Oh fuck! I should stop tossing this around. I've cut myself with it like 4 times.
Do I even want to know?
If there's any like swords similar to hers.
No, what you keep cutting
Any
yourself
cutlasses at all?
with.
Oh, it's a fucking like just pair of scissors, a very small one. I've just been tossing it around, and I occasionally poke myself with it on accident.
Now see, here's a much better list of items.
There you go.
Oh, this includes magic items too. And items that have no business existing in this reality.
What do you mean?
Just casual antimatter rifle.
What the fuck? Yeah, that doesn't quite check out.
Because you can play D&D in a futuristic setting, but it's most commonly seen as medieval.
Right.
But you can do it
Antimatter
during
rifle.
any-
The Astartes just casually have those.
Imagine you are like a normal blacksmith in a medieval fiction, then you're like, there we have the sword, the dagger, the chainmail, the mini nuke, that armor right there, the nuke right there.
Got right next to the mini nuke, you've got the literal fucking Excalibur. Why don't you just go ahead and take a look at that?
Oh, you mean there's an actual sword. The Holy Avenger?
That's the D&D equivalent.
Yep.
Epic.
Oh, look at that bomb.
Bomb. Lovely.
Generic bomb. 3d6
Just
fire
bomb.
damage.
Probably like those medieval bombs were just a little chunk of poor iron filled with gunpowder.
Where it's just a steel ball bearing with a piece of string and it's fucking loaded with gunpowder.
Yeah, that one.
Wow. For a mere 30 gold, you could be in possession of a cannon.
Greetings. I'm a level 2 artificer.
And it does 8d10 damage. What the fuck?
D10 for 30 gold. I could buy one. I could
Plus your
literally
black
buy one.
powder, your cannonballs.
Oh,
What the fuck was I looking for?
if we ever a difficult mission and we need a lot of damage, we know where to find
Hold
it.
on, I need to see
Yes.
what the most broken item in the game costs. Oh my fucking
Yeah, if you,
god.
if you
For 3,000 gold pieces, you can have the most broken item in the fucking game that can either make your game great or end it.
what would that be?
The deck of many things.
Right.
Okay, I need to scroll way the fuck down because I was looking for R. Like, this is literally every item, every magic item, every variation on an item. There we
You've got a list that's effectively a Gilmore's Glorious Goods.
are. Pretty much, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I scrolled all the way down here just to find out it's only fucking 10 gold.
10 gold?
For a new sword that's similar to the one I'm using. That isn't busted as shit. So yeah, you were searching around looking for something like it.
I was trying to. That's what I was looking for. See if we could find her a new sword. Yeah, I wasn't personally looking for anything for myself.
Well, it's not exactly like Krell can look for a sword.
Exactly. So yeah, I'll just kind of approach one that I see and walk it over for purchase.
Not even
And I
gonna
will-
run it by Krell. Just buy the sword.
I guess so. I will kind of just kind of bend down and holding it in both hands and hand it to her. This is the same type of blade if it suits your preference.
She holds out one hand in the vague direction of your voice.
I will place it. I will place the sheath, or not the sheath, the handle to it in hers.
And she'll take a couple steps back and give it a few test swings. This'll do.
Lovely. That's what was it? 10 gold.
Yep.
That's your paycheck right there. I'm not paying for that.
And
She
call
only
me
has
for it.
5 gold, right?
She's got 5 gold left after buying it. But now she's got a weapon that's no longer doing half of its normal damage, so...
I believe we're done here. Let us go meet the other folks over at the Shrine of Luck. Good day to you, Smith.
Alright. And as we head down the street to meet up with our friends, well, companions rather, that's where we'll end the session.